Discretion is advised. Your mama black.
This program contains language and sequences some viewers may find disturbing.
Nigga, please.
At 6:30, going to get started with breaking news. A man shot and killed by Chicago police in West Englewood.
Officers say he pointed a weapon at them, but the man's family has questions now. Jessica D'Onofrio has an update from the scene near 65th and Marshfield. Jessica.
Police say the shooting involved a district police sergeant who told investigators that the man who he was chasing pointed a gun at him twice, and at some point that sergeant fired his weapon, killing the man. I want to show you what's going on behind me here. Investigators have the scene taped off. They are looking for any physical evidence and any possible gun that was involved. This morning, I spoke to the family of the man who was shot and killed. They identify him as 19-year-old Kawan Ray from Dolton. They tell me he was shot by police in the stomach and died at Christ Hospital. The shooting happened at around 11 o'clock last night in the West Englewood neighborhood near the intersection of 65th and Paulina. Ray's family says he was standing at a bus stop with a friend and a girl when police approached them. Then the group ran in different directions for unknown reasons, and soon after, several shots were fired. This morning, Ray's cousin spoke to Eyewitness News.
They actually murdered him.
Think he had a gun?
No, I know he didn't.
How do you know he didn't?
Because he didn't own one. He didn't own one.
He was a child.
He was a child.
Police have released a statement. They say that Englewood District Sergeant was responding to a call of a battery in progress. When he got there, he saw a man matching the description of the offender, and when he approached, the man ran off. That's when there was a chase and shots were fired. Again, the sergeant says the man pointed a gun at him twice. Now, it's unclear at this point if Ray was the original person police were looking for when it comes to that original call of a battery in progress. We do know that the sergeant was not hurt, and he's been placed on administrative duties pending an independent investigation. Reporting in the West Englewood neighborhood, Jessica D'Onofrio, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Hope that man gets a clapping, boy.
Oh, hell no.
See, that's communication. You niggas are crazy.
Breaking news alert, 4 family members shot in DeSoto County, and the gunman remains on the run. Family members say the bullets were sprayed near Vaden and Craft Roads by an angry ex-boyfriend.
WMC Action News 5's Jessica Holly has been working this story from South DeSoto County to Regional 1, and tonight she's live where the sheriff says they believe the gunman is. Jessica?
That's right, Joe. All 4 victims, those shooting victims, are now here at Regional 1 Medical Center. Not long ago, we saw their family rushing into the hospital to be by their side. And we had talked to the sheriff down there from DeSoto County, who says they believe that shooting suspect made it up here to Memphis, where they are looking for him. But really, that's all investigators are saying right now. They are remaining tight-lipped about this investigation. But we did talk to some family members there at the scene who tell us this started as a dispute between a woman and her former boyfriend. The family says the ex actually called her earlier in the evening asking to come over, and when she said no, family members say he showed up and fired several rounds at the home. Of the 7 people inside the home, we are told it was 4 people who were shot. We do know all 4 are related, according to the family, 2 brothers, 2 cousins. According to the DeSoto County Sheriff, the 4 men were shot below the waist.
I'm hurt. I'm sad. I'm hurt. I never thought he would do nothing like this. I mean, my brother and them ain't did nothing to him. He didn't have a right to come and shoot up our house.
Now, the family did tell us that this former couple has been having some issues for quite some time, about 3 months or so, and even coming by earlier in the weeks, talking about coming and shooting up one of the vehicles there. And I will continue to check with the sheriff's office down there to see if that suspect is now in custody. Reporting live in downtown Memphis, Jessica Holly, WMC Action
Also
News
new
5.
overnight, a man is in custody after a deadly Thanksgiving Day shooting in Gaston. Lexington County deputies arrested Michael Lerone Williams around 1:30 this morning. Deputies say the shooting happened in the 100 block of Harmony Church Lane Thursday. Williams has been charged with murder.
Basketball legend causes some controversy in a Maryland church during a discussion about race relations and police brutality.
Audience members say it happened during a recent taping of Charles Barkley's new show called The Race Card on TNT. John Henry talked to one Prince George's County mother who said she was disappointed by what he had to say.
The issue of police brutality is not a subject Marion Gray Hopkins takes lightly. Her son, Gary Hopkins Jr., was shot and killed by Prince George's police officer in 1999. She said he did not deserve to die.
I've been on the front line since 2000, fighting for change.
So when she heard Charles Barkley plan to tape a show about race relations and police brutality at a Baltimore church,
race has been the biggest problem in my adult life.
She decided to go. But what she ultimately experienced was the last thing she wanted to see.
He validated that he is a #1 jerk.
She said Barkley downplayed the issue of police brutality in a city where that very topic is a focal point.
It's not important to him. He has risen above, as he thinks, being stopped, frisked, killed.
On top of that, she said he talked down to the audience when he tried to tell it to focus more on quelling black-on-black crime.
At one point, he called the audience idiots.
The way Barkley conducted himself at the church has been the talk of social media, too, ever since the website The Undefeated first published an article about his Baltimore visit Wednesday afternoon. In that piece, the writer Milton Kent wrote that Barkley told the audience he believes racism exists, but that American discrimination is more about economic empowerment than skin color. We reached out to Turner, the parent company of TNT, to see if either they or Barkley had a comment. We have yet to receive a reply. In the meantime, Gray Hopkins just hopes her next conversation about race is more substantive.
He wasn't hearing it. I just think he came with his own agenda. He exploited that audience for his show.
John Henry, WUSA 9.
Howard Dean also in the running for DNC chairman, and I wonder what you think. You're a Keith Ellison person, having said, are you not? Are you not?
No, I have not thrown my. I know my former boss has thrown his weight.
Okay, well then
actually
this is
Ellison,
okay. This is even better.
My weight behind
then you're even better person to ask this question of. You have Howard Dean and others who support
Jamie Harrison.
That's right, Jamie Harrison, and their line is that Keith Ellison, who is more to the left of these other guys, that he. Since he's a sitting congressman, since it appears he wouldn't leave that position behind, W. Wasserman Schultz had worn the two hats. And you know what? That doesn't work. That doesn't work wearing the two hats. Do you think that's a real criticism, or do you think that that's people trying to get some cover for not wanting someone who's so liberal to be at the helm of the party?
I think it's a little bit of both. I definitely think it is difficult when you have a chair that is a sitting member of Congress or has any kind of other job, because that's two sets of staff. There's DNC staff and then there's office staff. And whenever you want to get something done quickly, you just can't go through the DNC staff. You also have to go through whatever particular office staff. Look, I think Keith Ellison is great. I have worked with him. He is amazing. He is a fighter, and he's committed to the issues. But
Howard Dean?
Howard Dean, you know, Howard Dean was there for that 50-state strategy. But here's the issue. Howard Dean is also on record maligning young people and millennials, telling those Bernie folks they just need to get in line, and maligning Bernie Sanders. And that is not what we need, in my opinion. We don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. We don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. We don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. The Democratic Party is hell diverse, no. And it should be reflected as so in our leadership and throughout the staff at the highest levels, from the vice chairs to the secretaries, all the way down to the people working in the offices at the DNC. I think we need to have a robust discussion about this.
That's communication.
And I think we need to hear more from all the candidates. Jamie Harrison in South Carolina, he's great too. He has done real party building, but everybody doesn't necessarily know Jamie, and they want to know what it is that he stands for. So I want to hear more from everybody. I'm here for the millennials and the brown folk, the brown folk, the brown folk.
Your mama black.
Well, we're going to try to have all of these potentials on. Simone Ben.
In reference to chair of the Democratic National Committee. And I stand by it. I think it's past time for an elected chair of color. I think representation matters, and the base of the Democratic Party is white people, it's black people, it's Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, gay, straight, all different types of religions. And I really think that it's important, if you go out there and you speak to those people in the base, there is a need and a want for a chair of color. So I stand by that. You know, you need different people out there to fight for different things, and I am here fighting for millennials of all backgrounds, of all races, but I'm definitely also fighting for all brown people, all brown, Latino, African American, Native American, Asian American, so on and so forth. I think we need that representation, not just in the chair's position, but at other places throughout the Democratic National Committee and throughout the building. I don't know if you've ever if folks have ever been into the headquartered offices, but it has not necessarily always looked representative of America. So I stand by that. The
nigga ain't got no sense.
And I know that makes some people uncomfortable.